Hey, what's up, everyone? It is I, Will, with Exposing the IWC, and today we're talking the aftermath of WrestleMania. Everything that's gone down over the past 48 hours, which is Raw and NXT, some of the news that dropped, and is it relevant? Do we care? Is it interesting? Because now that WrestleMania is over, it's a new season. So there's no point of talking about what happened at Mania. Now it's all about the future. Hi, how you doing? Isha, what's up? Jerry, how you doing? It's all about the future now. And the future is murky. Actually, really what we're talking about here, it's a short build to Backlash. And then, what's up, Maya? It's a short build to Backlash. And then it's the draft. Really, we're getting to the draft. That's what this is really about. Because once the draft comes up, then you'll get more like sorting of characters, sorting of storylines, yada yada, right? We have the big storylines that started on Raw, but really we're looking towards the draft. Backlash will come. There'll be no big thing happening on Backlash, I don't think. But really, it'll be about the draft and how things shake up. But we did get some stories that started. We'll talk about that here in a second. Hope all is well. Yeah, they need to hurry and announce the draft. I'm guessing it'll be like late May, like usual. Probably like before, either a week before the PLE or a week afterwards. I don't know yet. We'll talk about all that. Do me a favor, hit like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. But first, before we talk about Raw, NXT, Backlash, what we want from the characters, all that stuff, the future post-Mania, I want to talk about Charlotte Flair. I want to talk about Charlotte Flair and what I'm seeing right now within the IWC. There's something that's starting to alarm me. Not starting, it's been alarming me. But I'm just talking about it now. The ease. How do I say this? The IWC has very, very nasty remarks about this woman. Very easy. It comes very easy and it feels like it's almost accepted for some reason. Her looks, especially when it regards to her looks, it's getting kind of out of hand. The amount of plastic surgeries she's had is none of your business. It's none of our business. The way she looks is not really any of our business. And the fact that people have such ease in which they talk about her looks and it's getting kind of maybe kind of uncomfortable a little bit. It's kind of crazy. Now, this has happened for a long time now, but for some reason, in particular, right now, it's happening at a very alarming rate. Part of that had to do with what's happening with Tiffany. Like I said before, when that feud started, they were going back and forth on Twitter. Fun, haha, right? Charlotte Flair made a tweet, and Tiffany thought she was talking about her looks when she called her a Timu version of herself. She's basically saying she's a wannabe her, mini-me, she's a ripoff. She wasn't saying that Tiffany had bad looks, anything like that. But Tiffany took it like, oh, we're talking about my looks. She said, oh, Charlotte, you want to talk about looks? And when we saw that thread in the replies, right, it was clear that's the direction the fans took it. Oh, yeah, Charlotte Flair looked like this, plastic surgeries, yada, yada. And the messages stopped. There've been no more Twitter back and forths since that moment because Charlotte did not like it, and it's obvious. The rest is history, right? And now it just seems like every time I see Charlotte Flair's name come up, they're talking about her looks and her plastic surgery and all that stuff, and it's very, very odd. First of all, she's not the only person that had plastic surgery. That's number one. A lot of the people on the roster have. And two, who cares? For whatever reason, I think I know why. It stems back to what happened with Becky Lynch and some of the rumors that happened backstage and how, she politics, yada, yada. Her Flair name, she's given, not earned. All this stuff over the years has built up this animosity towards Charlotte Flair to the point where people feel very, very comfortable giving this woman a lot of shit. And then they turn around and say, oh, mental health. We gotta look out for mental health. Don't harass the talent, respect the talent. Oh, but I'm gonna shit on this woman's looks. And it's kind of getting over the top. I don't know how Charlotte Flair exists on Twitter. she has thicker skin than me, because the amount of shit she sees is ridiculous. Even something as simple as talk of Nia Jax at a roast. I haven't seen the roast, so I don't know what Nia Jax said. I get it, it's a roast, so I'll hold off on that. Even someone I love, like Tiffany Stratton, and her comments. Someone like Stephanie Vaquer, she made a fun little jab at Charlotte Flair, because for whatever reason, the WWE account decided to add Stephanie when Charlotte Flair did her little devil's kiss. That's how she calls it. Charlotte Flair has been doing that since NXT, and she's not the first person to do it. But the WWE account decided to say, "Hey Stephanie, look what Charlotte Flair doing. He's doing your move." And then Stephanie said, "Oh well, she did. Well, the difference is I got ass." That's basically what you're saying. I got some junk in my trunk. That's the difference here. Now, normally, that would be a fun little jab. Like, it's in fun, not a big deal. Michin makes fun of her backside. People talk about Jada Parker's ass. It's all in good fun. It's all joking backstage, right? But with Charlotte, she's been getting so much shit about her looks, and this is now just compounding. We're talking about her lack of ass and how you got more ass than her, yada yada. So much so, if you go back and look at that tweet, it's gone because Stephanie Vaquer deleted it. I hope it's because she thought she was doing something in fun, and she realized, oh, look at these damn replies. Holy shit. Okay, I should probably delete this because it's getting really nasty. So that tweet is gone. She deleted it. It's getting ridiculous. The IWC needs to calm down and leave this woman alone. Charlotte Flair, from all indications, every time I've seen her interviews, comes off very sweet, very kind, very aware. She's very nice to the fans, one-on-one. Nobody has anything bad to say about her from a fan standpoint. I think she gets too much crap and too much shit. It's one thing to talk about her politicking, quote unquote, that you think she does, or her behavior backstage. You don't know the woman. This woman has done nothing to you. She never met you. Remember what Asuka said when Nia Jax came back and people were shitting on Nia Jax? And then Asuka's like, shut up, leave her alone. And then people are like, but Asuka, you hurt so much people. And she's like, did she hurt you? Are you the victim? LOL. Are you the victim? Take advice from Asuka. Are you the victim? Did Charlotte Flair do something to you? Did she bother you? Did she hurt you in any way? No. So get a life, touch some grass, and leave her alone. That's just my thought on the situation. I just want to get that off my chest. I think Charlotte Flair is getting too much shit, and people want to talk about mental health, but they don't give a shit about Ashley. They want to shit on Charlotte Flair and forget the real person behind the character. It's getting kind of ridiculous. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. It's crazy because Nia and Charlotte used to be close. Yes, WWE has outgrown the need for Charlotte Flair or Nia Jax. I disagree. I think Nia Jax has been great for the women's division. She gets a lot of heat. A lot of the baby faces have enjoyed her heat. When she goes out there, they cheer for her to lose very loudly, and that helps the baby faces. Bianca Belair talked about it. Nia Jax's her worth to the division is, without question, it is invaluable because she gives so much heat, and that helps the babyface, especially when babyfaces are getting booed right now. You want a heel that will generate heat so the babyface can get over and they can actually get cheers. So she's valuable. Charlotte Flair is one of the best in the world, one of the greatest of all time. She has star power, she has aura, and I don't think she should be gone for whatever reason. I think she's fine. I think she's great, and I think she gets way too much hate. It's getting ridiculous. But anyway, that's just my little 2 cents. I'm gonna move on from Charlotte Flair. But yeah, I just want to get that off my chest. Now, as far as the rest of this stream, we're talking about the post-Mania news, right? So where do I want to start? Let's talk about John Cena, I guess. John Cena had a hell of a promo on Raw. Great. This ended with an RKO. Now, the fans currently are being the heels. Right? They are booing Cody Rhodes and cheering John Cena. They're saying, we are sorry. Now, John Cena tried to spin it and say, they're saying we aren't sorry. That's not true. They're actually saying we are sorry. So they're totally like going against the grain. It's not the worst situation for the fans. I'm sure WWE Creative is hoping that after Mania, this will be over. Right now, the Las Vegas crowd was very much going against the grain, going against the writing, and cheering the heels and booing the faces. So they were trying to boo Cody, and they were cheering John Cena every step of the way to be edgy and to take over the creative. And it was kind of weird. Hopefully that stops, because this makes for bad television. But ultimately, we're going to get at Backlash, Cena, Randy Orton. Do I think the match will be good? Probably not, because John Cena at his age wrestles a very slow, deliberate pace, and so does Randy Orton. So if this is going to be a main event, hopefully it has a lot of shenanigans and a lot of story beats, because that match will not be good. I don't think. Could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be good. But that's my thought on Randy Orton. Cena, good segment, good promo. I loved what he had to say. Good shit. Let's move on to Becky Lynch. Now, Becky Lynch showed up on Mania, taking Bayley's spot. Some people want to blame her. I can't with certainty. Some people say it was her idea. It was her creative pitch. I can't say that with certainty. All I know is she showed up, she won the titles, and I always thought it was very possible. I even tweeted it. I would not be surprised. Once I saw the match was set for a rematch, they're going to drop those belts. They're going to drop it. Because I don't know why you would have the rematch immediately. It felt like something was going to happen. Because I thought Becky Lynch, this is my booking idea. I talked about this last time. My idea was Becky Lynch would show up, they'd lose to Liv and Raquel, and then she'd turn. But once I saw the actual show, I was watching Mania, it didn't make sense for Becky Lynch to lose here. So, okay, they're going to win, because it kind of be a weird segment to have her show up, lose, turn, and then get John Cena. We needed to have winning, so ending on a downer. So you can't have down and down. So I thought, okay, they're going to have a upswing, a positivity from Becky Lynch winning, and then come back with John Cena winning. So it didn't make sense to double up on the heels segments. By heel segments, I mean Becky Lynch turning and then John Cena winning. So it made sense to have Becky Lynch win. Okay. All right, well, they're not doing a turn here. Once I saw the rematch on Raw, okay, they're going to lose, and then she's going to turn. Is that good? Booking is fine. It's acceptable. Whose fault is it? Again, we don't know. But Becky Lynch is a heel. I'm not surprised. This woman hates being a face. So I knew if she was coming back, it would be a face. It would be a heel, because she hates being a face. She likes being a heel. She has more fun. It's more creative for her. I think she hated her face run. It was all over her face. Once Triple H turned her back to being a babyface, she had a feud with Rhea Ripley, and she's getting kind of booed because Rhea was so over. She wasn't enjoying herself. It was obvious. She was happy to take a break because it wasn't fun for her. Now she's back as a heel. And I'm sure she has some ideas. And I'm sure she's going to do well, because she's very creative, very smart, good writer, and I'm sure her storyline will be good. Now, Becky Lynch, I thought segment was fine. The only thing I didn't like was her coming back and giving her another, because she got like 4 or 5, I want to say 3 or 4, maybe, manhandle slams after this match. And then the crowd said, one more time. In my mind, the heel should never give the crowd what they want. Lyra is in a tough spot here, okay? Becky Lynch is over and popular. So in my mind, heel Becky Lynch should be doing everything in her power to not give the crowd what they want, because you want the crowd to boo you. Because Lyra Valkyria, I'm assuming, is a face that Becky Lynch wants to put over eventually. So you don't want the crowd booing her, because right now the crowd is very much in the, I'm going to go against the grain era. Right now, I'm going to go against the grain, and I'm going to boo the faces. So I would think that Becky Lynch would have caught on to that and not done it again. Maybe go over there, pretend to do it again, and then say, no, screw you, I'm not going to give you what you want, yada, 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 right? Now, there's still time to do that. But I just thought, that's the small thing. It's a small creative thing. Don't give the crowd what they want. Assuming you want the babyface to be cheered, do not give the crowd what they want if you are a heel. Case in point, Bianca Belair Becky Lynch. Now, Bianca Belair is a superstar of the highest order, and she got screwed in the minds of the fans, right? She got squashed. So it's easier for her to combat a heel Becky Lynch, who the crowd did not want to boo. Every step of the way, Becky Lynch had creative to get herself booed. Bianca Belair said, okay, let's wrestle tonight. One-on-one, how about it? No. Next week, how about we do it right now? One-on-one, you and me. Becky Lynch, no. Eventually, the crowd will start booing because the crowd's not getting what they want. The crowd wants Becky Lynch to say, yeah, let's go. I'm a badass. I'm a badass Becky Lynch. Let's fight. That's what they want. So if you become the chicken shit heel, they will boo. That's why eventually they booed Becky Lynch because she was not giving them what they want. So I'm assuming in this case, it'll be the same. Lyra will say, let's go, Becky. And Becky will say, nah, I'm good. And they will always boo. They will never boo something they don't want. Never. Okay? She won't say, hey guys, you want to wrestle? You want to see me, Lyra Valkyria, wrestle tonight? Yeah. Well, it's not happening. Yeah, great. Not happening. Yeah, it's not how it works. Okay? They'll always boo when you give them something they don't want. So it's very easy. I always say it's very easy to get booed. It is very, very easy to get booed. Hard to get cheered. So I'm hopeful that the creative team has that in mind, and it's not going to put Lyra in a position where she has to fight against Becky Lynch and the crowd. And Becky Lynch is going to try her damnedest to get herself booed and actively be the heel. That way, Lyra is not in a position where she's getting booed as a face, because that sucks. Really sucks. It's a good thing that Lyra has been able to get over, so hopefully the crowd doesn't boo her. Agreed. Becky Lynch is a different animal, though, so I'm hopeful that she's conscious of that. I'm sure she is because she's smart. Feels like Becky will win the IC title, have a program with Bayley. Very possible. That would suck for Lyra, because that would mean she's not getting over on Becky, but I do believe Becky will probably win that title. I want to mention how Triple H made Giulia look more badass in one night than HBK has the entire time. We'll talk about not Lyra. We'll talk about Giulia in a second and what happened on Raw with Giulia and Roxanne. But yeah, that's what I want to say here. Fine segment. It was okay. Hopefully Lyra will be in a good position after this and she won't get booed. I hope they're aware of that. Okay? Because Becky Lynch is a different kind of animal. She's very, very funny and fun. She's very fun as a heel. She's fun. You want to cheer her. So she has to work extra hard to actively be the heel so Lyra can get cheered. Very important. If you watched Bayley's interview, Chris Van Fleet. Is that his name? Chris Van Fleet? I don't remember. She talked about how she felt when she got booed as a face and how she was almost in tears. And Mercedes was like, man, fuck these people. And we saw what happened with Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez talked about it. The day that Becky Lynch went to NXT and Roxanne came out there as a face and got booed, she was in tears. And she said her confidence was shaken. That can mess with you. Sometimes it makes talent afraid to be face again, rather be a heel, which is why Roxanne is a heel now. She said, it messed with my confidence a little bit, and I was in tears when I went home. It can mess with you when you're getting booed as a face. It can mess with you. We saw what happened with Liv Morgan not too long ago when she was when she faced Ronda Rousey, and she beat her, but she tapped out. Very, very bad creative. Very, very bad creative. You wanted Liv to get cheered. What they did was very stupid. Could have had Liv Morgan tap out, but she actually pinned Ronda because the ref didn't see the tap. Very, very stupid. And of course, the crowd started chanting, "You tapped out," to the babyface. Because that's what happened. You have to have good creative to put the face in a good position to get cheered. Okay? Simple as that. What else I want to talk about here? Let's talk about this. Now, I was flabbergasted when I saw Stephanie come out there and face Io. I wasn't shocked to see Stephanie, because I said last stream, it'll probably be Stephanie or Roxanne or a Sol Ruka on the card, because last year we got NXT talent on the card. But Triple H went ahead and gave us Stephanie versus Io one-on-one for the first time ever, by the way, on Raw. Now, it's not no ordinary Raw. It's Raw after Mania, so it makes sense. It's a big Raw. And you saw how over Stephanie is. Stephanie's going to be... She's already massive. Already. She's gonna be a mega star on the main roster. You heard the La Primera chants? La Primera. La Primera to an NXT superstar. That over. Getting those cheers against Io. Boy howdy, they struck gold with this talent. I called it. Not saying it's easy, not saying it's hard to call, but I told you guys, this woman is money, and she's so over. She's gonna be very over because her aura, her look, and her in-ring. She's a can't-miss superstar already made, and she's gonna make them a lot of money. And she is already a mega star on the main roster. It's kind of crazy to see. But this is a fire match. Very, very good. It ends with freaking Giulia and Roxanne thrown up out of nowhere. Now, according to Roxanne, she did not know Giulia was going to show up there, so it was very it's a coincidence according to her, which I believe. No reason to lie about that. So Giulia showed up, and she and Roxanne beat down Io and Stephanie, and of course we got the "This is my brutality" because every Raw we have to get a Rhea Ripley pop, right? Triple H structured the show around the pop, around the interest pop, whether it's Jey Uso, whether it's Randy, whether it's whatever. Rhea Ripley, you'll hear a "This is my brutality" rundown more time than not from Rhea Ripley. Some people was annoyed by that. Like, oh, here we go. Here comes Rhea. Can't have a segment without Rhea Ripley. I was fine with the rundown. I was fine with it. But what's interesting is, ran down there, got a face-off between Rhea Ripley and Giulia. So that is Triple H. So who said that earlier? Who said it earlier? Boz Wrench talked about how Triple H made Giulia look huge, bigger than HBK. Well, when you have a star like Rhea Ripley, you have somebody face off against her, that's creative team saying she's on that level. We saw with Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill with Becky Lynch. When you have a talent, you put them up against another talent, and they have a face-off where it's like almost like a stalemate. They're saying, "Hey guys, this is a matchup you should look forward to. They're on the same level. This is something you should watch later on, right?" So that was him giving Giulia a big spot there on the Raw after Mania, staring off for Rhea Ripley. That's huge for her. That's huge. What was interesting about that segment also is when Rhea Ripley said, you look closely, she said something along the lines of, "I'm not going to let you attack my friend." Talk about Io. So we are very much getting good girl Rhea. After all that speculation, I told you guys, I tried to tell you guys that they were booking her as a face, even when she was crashing out. Because the fans, again, we talk about giving the crowd what they want. The heels does not give the crowd what they want. They like when Rhea Ripley crashes out and acts all tough and in a badass, run down there, cause havoc. They like that. Therefore, she was doing that. That was them booking her as a face. She's still a face. She called Io her friend. So now we're back to, I like Io. She's my friend. We are in the good girl Rhea Ripley era, which gets me kind of excited for SmackDown, because I think that we're going to get bad girl Bianca Belair. This is where we're heading to, folks. I'm telling you, this is where we're heading to. We're getting heel Bianca versus babyface Rhea Ripley. Just like NXT. Who booked that NXT? Who booked heel Bianca Belair versus babyface Rhea Ripley? That would be Triple H. We're getting back to his original design, his original plan. Heel Bianca, face Rhea. That's what he wants. That's what he did in NXT. And that's what we're getting now. That's his end game. So, Rhea, face. Bianca will be heel. I'm almost 100% certain. I thought it was a good segment. Fun. Seeing Rhea Ripley and Giulia face off. Seeing Giulia and Roxanne on the same page for a night. That was all cool. The match was good. The right decision, I guess. You don't want to see Stephanie get pinned by Io at this point. That's a match you can put off for later. It's all fun. Fun stuff. Io Sky is advertised for Backlash already. Um, it's well, where was she advertised? Because I know the official poster is out. All I know is for a fact is we're going to get John Cena, Randy Orton. I know that much, but anything else is a toss up. Honestly, it's a toss up. I don't think anything else is official. I do know John Cena and Randy Orton will be on there because Randy Orton is on the official poster. Whoever is on the official poster will be on the card. Ticket poster, you ignore. The official poster is official for a reason. And you look at this. This. As you can see here, Backlash. The only two names advertised right now are the two obvious superstars that'll be on the card: John Cena and Randy Orton. Everything else is up in the air. In fact, I believe on SmackDown, Tiffany's opponent, assuming she'll be on the card, I think Tiffany's opponent could be made clear on Friday. Because remember, Triple H, he likes to stagger the matches for the women. So Tiffany could be on Backlash, Io on Money in the Bank, and then so on and so forth. He staggers the women's defenses for the titles, every other PLE. So I could see Tiffany on Backlash and Io on Money in the Bank. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it goes. It's May 10th. So we have how many weeks? How many Raws do we have? 1, 2, folks, got 2 Raws. 2 Raws and 3 SmackDowns. I'm going to guess that Tiffany's on Backlash. Now, some could say, well, Will, they're going to do Rhea Ripley. I don't think so. I'm going to guess Tiffany because they have 3 SmackDowns to do it versus 2 Raws for Io. I do not think Io Sky will face Rhea Ripley at Backlash. That's not happening. That'll be 4 times they face each other in a month. Doesn't make sense. Probably be Tiffany, but we'll see. Read my comment, Will? Okay. Post it again. Oh, never mind, I see it. Triple H gave Io a in-ring promo without damage control. That's true. That is true. She went out there. She spoke English with no damage control, no Dakota Kai. That was big for Io and for Dakota, because that means they can actually give Dakota something else to do instead of being Io Sky's shadow. I love that. She went out there, simple English, simple lines. The crowd loved it. Let her keep doing that. Not every week, but every once in a while, she goes out there. The crowd will respect her. They show respect. They know that it's not her first language. So to give her some grace there, let her do that. It doesn't have to be long-winded. 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes. Go out there, hit like 4 lines, 1 minute, interrupt it. Simple. Like what happened. She had like 4 lines. Then Stephanie came out there. Do the same thing. Every once in a while. But I agree with you. That was huge. No damage control, nothing like that. No backup, no mouthpiece. That was big for her. And they got to do that. If they want her to be the face of the company as champion right now, she got to do that more. If they do run Io versus Rhea Ripley, it'll probably just be an excuse for Bianca Belair to show up and cause her the match. That's true. That's a damn good point. If they did do Rhea Ripley Io, which I wouldn't do, because that's kind of weird. I mean, that'd be like 4 times in a month. That's crazy, right? But I agree. The only thing that makes sense is Bianca showing up and screwing her. That's the only thing that makes sense. No other result makes any sense. Whether it's a DQ, whether Io pins her again, that'd be kind of silly. I agree with you. Bianca Belair will have to show up. I just don't think it rings true to do that match at Backlash. If anything, the match that makes sense is Tiffany Nia Jax. You're going to establish Tiffany as a face. Nia Jax gets heat. They have a relationship backstage. They love each other. They're friends. Let Nia Jax be the heel that Tiffany beats. Straightforward. No complication there. No weird booking. Straight up heel. Face. Tiffany wins. solid Backlash match, and you continue Tiffany's babyface trajectory. It makes most sense to me. Because remember, last time they faced each other, it was a DQ. So Tiffany has not pinned Nia Jax in a singles match. Proper. That makes sense to me. Triple H is a bigger fan of Giulia than he is of Stephanie. I don't know about that one. That's anyone's guess. I'm not sure about that one. Between the 5 women's titles on main roster, at least 2 will be on Backlash. I don't know about that one either. Maybe, but I don't know about that one. I don't know. If Rhea beat Io in 20 seconds clean, do you think they could turn her heel? That would get a boo. That would get a boo. If Rhea squashed Io, that'll get a boo. That will get a boo for sure. For sure, that will get a boo. For sure. Let's talk about Seth Rollins in his new little faction here with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker. They've been teasing Braun Breaker being a Paul Heyman guy for a couple years now. It finally happened. Got CM Punk, you got Roman Reigns on the ground, got Seth as a top heel on Raw, I would say. Well, not. I didn't think about that until just now. Where is Seth going? John Cena will be on Raw. That is a fact, right? Jey Uso will be on SmackDown. So why would you have the world title and the WWE title on the same show? So John will be on Raw, you would think. Jey will be on SmackDown, eating all day. So do you put Seth on SmackDown with Braun Breaker? Not necessarily, because he's also feuding with CM Punk. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. You can't have Jey and John on the same show, so Jey has to go to SmackDown. And then does Tiffany come to Raw? Or does she stay on SmackDown? I wonder what they do with Io. I'm interested. I'm very much interested to see what happens. They could put Tiffany on Raw. It could be John Cena and Tiffany on Raw and Jey and Io on SmackDown. That could happen for sure. Cena is advertised for a lot of SmackDowns. Well, I guess with his schedule, it makes sense what's best for him, I guess, right? So if that's the case, then Jey can be on Raw. And if Jey's on Raw, you put Seth on Raw. Seth can chase Jey, get that title. That's what's going to happen. Seth will chase Jey. So wherever Jey is at, that's where Seth will be. Because John Cena's not going to lose to Seth. They're both heels. That doesn't make any sense, right? So yeah, you can see they can keep Jey on Raw with Seth. That makes sense. Netflix is going to want Jey. Or they're going to want the eating. They're going with the entrance. I guess. So if Jey's on Raw, John Cena's on SmackDown. Cody will be on both, probably. John Cena could be on both. There's no real when it comes to John Cena and the big dogs, there's no real like brand loyalty or there's no real brand cut there. So he can show up on both shows, really. What else? So who's gonna join this group? Probably another heavy. Because 2 is weird. So they'll probably add someone else. Some other, maybe they add a tag team or a chick. Or probably just another person. Probably just 3 of them. Who is the third person? I don't know. Rusev. He did freaking beat up Alpha Academy, who are faces. So maybe Rusev joins. Braun Breaker, Rusev, and Seth Rollins, for all we know. Rusev attacked the babyfaces. He attacked the babyfaces, folks. Maybe he'd be on Seth Rollins' team. I don't know. He said nobody can hurt Io but me. I think she said something about her friend. I'll go look at it later. Oh yeah, I hate Rhea Ripley. Oh yeah, I hate Rhea Ripley so much. She's in my banner. I love Rhea Ripley. She's awesome. Her booking can be kind of weird, but the talent is awesome. It's awesome talent. Nobody has a bad thing to say about her. Nobody has a bad thing to say about Rhea Ripley backstage. I have no reason to hate her. Yo, you said Io Reign was gonna be bad and it's already off to a good start. Is it? First of all, I didn't say it was gonna be bad. I said I was concerned. I was concerned it'd be bad. But I don't know. The evidence tells me that Triple H is bad with babyfaces in their reigns. So just because we got Stephanie Io as a match, it's not a reign. It's a one-off with no story beat. Stephanie will go back to NXT. There's no story here. The story hasn't started. Give me Io's story first. Once we see her story and what's it going to be, then we can talk. Is it going to be Kyrie? Is it going to be Asuka? Is it going to be another match with freaking Rhea? I don't know. But once the story starts, then we can judge. But this was just a one-off. This is a one-off exhibition. Exhibition within fiction. That's funny, right? This is a one-off match with no stakes, no story beat. Stephanie goes back to NXT. In fact, on NXT, Stephanie beats Roxanne Perez clean. Roxanne goes up to the main roster eventually, right? And then after that, we got Giulia face off with Stephanie. So this is very much still happening on NXT. I think Stephanie and Giulia will stay down there for a bit longer. Neither of them going up. Neither of them are going up. We're going to get Stephanie, Giulia down there for a bit longer. Which is appropriate. I don't care. Triple H has a lot on his hands. A lot on his hands. So let's keep Giulia there. Keep Stephanie there. So I think Jordynne Grace might go up. Even though she was there, by the way, she's over here in the corner. Not in the corner, in the back here. That is Jordynne Grace. She's back there. She's all the way back there. Jordynne Grace is back there. So I don't know what they're doing with her, but I would assume she gets called up. Roxanne goes up. Lash Shakara might go up. Jordynne Grace might go up. That's enough there. That's already enough. Keep Stephanie down there for now. You keep Giulia down there as they continue to learn English and get better with promos. You keep Cora Jade down there. And you call up Fallon Henley and JC Jane properly. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. I know JC Jane and Fallon Henley are about to start feuding. So it's about to be over for this faction, for Fatal Influence. He gave her the big boot accidentally. So we'll see what happens with that. Where will it end? When will the match happen? The one-on-one? We'll see. But that's definitely going to happen here soon. I'm worried about JC Jane on the main roster. I love her as a talent, but I'm curious to see how Triple H books her. Same with Fallon Henley. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Noam Dar returned. Trick Williams got bitched by Joe Henry. He's crashing out. He's very much a heel right now. I'm kind of like confused a bit about what's happening with Trick Williams. He's clearly a heel. I don't love the creative direction right now with Trick. Does he get called up? Maybe. I don't know. I do not know. How about Gunther choking out Pat McAfee? This is a very effective segment. It made sense. He got tired of commentary being biased, and then freaking Michael Cole said something like, I'm not the one who got choked out. Why the hell would you say that, Michael Cole? Like you're antagonizing him when he's right in front of you, pissed off. I wasn't the one who tapped out, dude. Don't look at me. So he got pissed and wanted to freaking beat up Michael Cole. Pat McAfee got involved to save Michael Cole. Then he got choked out for his troubles. Very, very good. Very, very effective. This probably will have Gunther on a break. He can go back to his home country and like go back to Europe and take a break because he'll probably be suspended for a little bit. He deserves a break, so good for him. Yeah, some solid stuff happening. So basically, at this point, we're talking draft. What's happening with the draft? Where will talent show up? Where's Roxanne gonna go? Where's Jordan Grace gonna go? Will Tiffany go to Raw? Will Io go to SmackDown? What's happening there? So that's what's interesting here. The shakeup, story beats, the character moments. Becky being a heel. Seth taking over as a heel and taking over Raw as a top heel faction. Who's gonna join, right? Bianca Belair. Like I said before, Rhea is very much the good girl right now. She's a face. I'm interested to see what happens with Bianca Belair. Okay, fantasy book all day long. But I think her direction on SmackDown needs to be strong. I think the goal should be Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley at Mania. Went on for the Pat McAfee segment went on too long. Some people said that. I agree. It did go on for a bit longer than it should have, but I don't hate it. At this point, I'm ready for Giulia to get called up. It ain't happening, my friend. They brought Giulia in there. They brought her to be the face of NXT. That was the goal. She's gonna stay there. She hasn't been in WWE for that long. She'll stay in NXT. They better not have her forget about her Mania streak ending. Yeah, she should talk about all that. If I'm booking it, she goes out there, she talks about her Mania streak, she congratulates Io. She said, you know what, Io Sky, you're great, I respect you, you won, all credit to you. But to be honest with you, I ain't come out here to talk about Io. I came out here to talk about Rhea Ripley. Or she even says, I don't think she should say her problem with Rhea Ripley right now. If anything, she comes out there, talk about her Mania streak, talk about Mania, gives Io credit, sits down, CM Punk style, for promo, say, you know what? Now I'm gonna talk to you about someone I really want to talk about. And before she can even get the words out about Rhea Ripley, she gets interrupted. I'll probably do Tiffany. Tiffany interrupts her. Tiffany goes down there and says, Bianca Belair, the EST, your match was one of the best matches on Mania. My match happened on Saturday, and that's where I beat Charlotte Flair, raised the title up in the air. I won my match. I first came on SmackDown. The first thing I did, I stepped to you and I said that I wasn't afraid to step to the baddest woman in WWE, and that's you. And I want to challenge myself against the best, because now Tiffany's a full-on face now. She said, Bianca Belair, how about me and you, one-on-one, for the title tonight? Big SmackDown, right? Big SmackDown. Champ comes out there, challenges Bianca Belair. When Bianca Belair is about to talk about Rhea Ripley, doesn't get a chance to, gets cut off, and Tiffany challenges her to title match on SmackDown. Now, before Bianca Belair can even talk, another person interrupts. Who? Nia Jax. Nia Jax comes down there and talks shit to Bianca and Tiffany, says, I want to get my rematch. I deserve a match, right? Bianca Belair is kind of indifferent. She's kind of annoyed because she went down there to shit talk Rhea Ripley, not to challenge Tiffany or deal with Nia Jax. She's kind of annoyed. Then you have Nick Aldis come down there. Nick Aldis says, okay, how about this? Tonight, Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax for the right to face Tiffany at Backlash. So he set up a big match on SmackDown. Bianca, Nia Jax. Bianca Belair's pissed. She's indifferent about it, but the match happens. She faces Nia Jax, hits the KOD on Nia Jax, but doesn't pin her. Because Bianca's pissed. She doesn't care about the title right now. She's mad about Rhea Ripley. She goes to the damn chair, grabs the chair, and beats the shit out of Nia Jax. Now this causes a DQ. So now, Nia Jax is no more contender. Because Bianca Belair caused DQ, Nia Jax wins. Bianca doesn't care because she's not worried about Tiffany. She's mad at Rhea Ripley. She beats She beats Nia Jax with the chair, takes out Candice LeRae, and she's going crazy. She's going off on them. And then security come down there. Nick Aldis come down there to break it up, to stop her, calm her down, because at this point, Bianca Belair has crashed out, completely crashed out, going crazy with the chair. And then she tells Bianca to go back to the back. It's over, go back. Bianca Belair turns around, grabs her whip, and whips Nick Aldis in the back. She's all going crazy on security with her braid, whipping everybody, going crazy. Now at this point, the crowd going nuts. Because Bianca Belair has completely crashed out, whipping everybody. Whip Nick Aldis, whips Nia Jax, whips the security, all 5 or 6 security guards, whip them all. And this leads to her being suspended indefinitely, right? But not really, right? Not really that long. We have to suspend her for like a week. But that would be my setup. It'd be like, okay, this woman is mad at Rhea Ripley. Doesn't care about anything else. That's her focus, Rhea Ripley. And she is pissed. She's not worried about Tiffany. She's not worried about Nia Jax. But you establish her as the top heel or a top character that's interesting, that's crashing out. And then you set up Nia Jax against Tiffany at the same time for Backlash. That's him with that on the fly. Or was I surprised that Tiffany retained? No. I called it. I saw her retaining. That was the whole point. The whole point was for Tiffany to retain. So I'm not surprised by that. Do y'all really think they should pull the trigger on Bianca heel turn this close to several other turns? That's a good point. That's a good point. Bayley might turn because she's mad right now, right? Becky turned. Naomi turned. Does it have to be a full-on turn? Here's the thing. Beating up Nia Jax is not a heel move, right? What do I always say? The heel does not give the crowd what they want. The crowd is going to do pop if Bianca Belair hits a KOD on Nia Jax or whips Nia Jax with the braid or whatever. They're going to pop for that, right? So she's going to get a face reaction. If she attacks Nick Aldis with the whip, she's going to get a face reaction, right? So not until she goes after the crowd, not until she goes after the crowd with insults or goes after EO or goes after Rhea Ripley, that's when it's going to be a problem, right? But it's going to pop for the hair whip. If she hair whips Nia Jax or hair whips Nick Aldis, or she does that to even Candice LeRae, it's going to pop for that. Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm not saying it even should happen. I'm just saying Bianca Belair should have some type of character moment that is interesting on SmackDown. If not, what are we doing? What are we doing? Now the problem is you have Naomi and Jade in their thing, and Bianca Belair is kind of involved with that somehow, right? So how do you now integrate her back into the storyline in a way that makes sense? In a way that makes sense. Because it's clear to me, you guys may not remember this, but I talked about this before. You now have something we've not had in a long time. Something we have not had in a very long time is Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley both without the belt. So what does that mean? Money in the Bank. Both Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley have never been in Money in the Bank. As crazy as that sounds. Both of them never been in it. This is the year to do it. When you're telling the storyline where you have Bianca Belair over here and Rhea over here, they're running parallel to each other. They keep getting in each other's way. Put Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley in the Money in the Bank match for the first time. They go at it. They have a face-off. They go back and forth. They don't win it, right? They both get in each other's way. That just continues the storyline. It continues this situation where you have Bianca Belair is pissed off at Rhea Ripley, and Rhea Ripley is spitting at Bianca Belair. You saw Rhea Ripley spit at Bianca Belair at Mania? This is a story. We know for a fact now, check this out. We know for a fact that Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley at one point was the storyline. It was the match, right? This is what they wanted to do. They pivoted. I believe they pivoted because they realized, you know what? This match needs to happen later, not right now. It's a one-on-one match. Cannot happen right now. So what do we do? Remember how some folks thought that the Io Sky win came out of nowhere on a Raw? Rhea Ripley lost to Io on a Raw? Because I believe it was a pivot. So you know what? Let's have Io beat Rhea Ripley. Now you have Bianca Belair and Rhea hating each other, and the focus is Bianca and Rhea, and Io Sky is being ignored. That's been the storyline. Bianca says, Rhea Ripley, you don't deserve this. And Rhea saying, hey Bianca, you screwed me. You were not, that never made sense to me, right? I think that's part of the reason why it didn't make sense, right? Because they pivoted. So, okay, why does Rhea hate Bianca? Why does Rhea hate Bianca? Okay, Bianca was out there, and Bianca Belair was a distraction, and Rhea Ripley blames her. Okay, why does Bianca hate Rhea Ripley? Well, Bianca Belair earned her shot, and Rhea is complaining and bitching. Okay, cool, that's the story. It feels like a pivot storyline, right? Because Rhea Ripley's motivations for hating Bianca was always kind of weird. So I think that's what happened here. Hey, we're going to do Bianca, Rhea Ripley. You know what? This could be bigger if we wait. So let's push it. How we push it? Okay, Io Sky, she's amazing. She never had her moment last year. She's one of the best in the world. Why not have her at the third wheel that they're ignoring? Bianca pushes her in the face. Rhea pushes her in the face. They're ignoring her. That's the storyline. And we have Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair both end up sad and crying after the match while Io stands tall. Then you build towards a longer build for Bianca and Rhea to get back to that match. So they used Io Sky to punt on a one-on-one match. Io originally was going to be with Asuka against Charlotte Flair and Becky. It's so random. What? So yeah, Rhea Ripley, Bianca, CM Punk, Seth, Roman Reigns, Cody, John Cena. This is how I know this is relatively recent, because John Cena was pitched a lot closer to Mania. So this is a pivot that happened late in the game, I think. Because at the Chamber, close to the Chamber is when Triple H pitched to pivot to John Cena turning heel, because The Rock wanted Cody to turn heel, and Triple H said, "No, what? We'll do the John Cena." So this lineup here is close to the Chamber, which is why Rhea Ripley's motivations for hating Bianca never made that much sense. So yes, they used Io Sky to punt on this match. That's why Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley were hating each other the entire build. That's the feud. That's the end game, which I've said for 2 years. Triple H's end game is Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. It's always been his end game. I just hope they do it well. I hope they build it up well. Why did Triple H choose Io? Because she's amazing in the ring. She never had her chance to have her moment, right? First ever Japanese woman to win at Mania. A lot of boxes you check off with Io Sky. She's awesome. She's one of the best in the world. She's over as a face. It made all the sense in the world to use her. Using, who's the babyface? Because remember, they wanted to be a babyface, right? Who's the babyface that you use better than Io right now? That can have that type of match. You have 3 pillars. Io, Bianca, Rhea Ripley, all amazing in the ring, all can go. It had to be her. It had to be her. Bianca Belair called Naomi the op. They might hold off on the Bianca Belair heel turn for a little bit. It's going to come. It'll come. But they might hold off on it a bit. You called Nia Jax the op. Let me hear this. Okay, Nia Jax, Naomi.
Couldn't even figure out what happened to my tag team partner.
Wait. I can't hear it. Give me a second. I can't hear the damn thing.
Couldn't even figure out what happened to my tag team partner, and I was teaming with the ops the whole time, so don't ask me. Maybe Naomi, because she's the mastermind behind everything. Couldn't even figure out what happened to my tag team partner, and I was teaming with the ops the whole time, so don't ask me. Maybe Naomi, because she's the mastermind behind everything.
You teaming with the ops the entire time. That's funny. Naomi said, What the hell? What the fuck? Montez, answer the phone. She buy you. I love Naomi on Twitter. Naomi is, you're not following Naomi? She's hilarious. She is hilarious. Follow everything she's doing. She's funny. She's funny as hell. If Bianca heel turn is happening, it needs to happen on a big stage. Sure. Nah, this has to be a good. It has to make sense and be good. Wherever it happens, whether it's SmackDown, whether it's a PLE, like wherever it happens, this needs to make sense. It needs to be executed well. I'm not really hung up on where it happens. Just make it good. Just make it good. Just wanted to pick up the phone. Good for EO. Good for EO. It was definitely the best week of my life. That's so great. So you use this opportunity to give EO her moment. You punt on your end game, which is Bianca Rhea Ripley. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. It makes sense. You punt on your end game now. You give EO her moment. You get back to Bianca Rhea Ripley down the line, which I believe will happen. Let's talk about Jade Cargill. Jade Nia Jax was the original plan. Hilarious. Kind of called this. I said I had Jade Cargill win the Rumble. That was an option for me. I thought it was possible. I believe they wanted to strap the rocket to Jade. And this is evidence of it. So had Jade not gotten hurt, we may be seeing Jade against Nia Jax, not Tiffany. According to this, because Tiffany's name not on here at all. No Tiffany. Tiffany was the backup plan. The original plan was Jade Cargill toppling Nia Jax at Mania. They're ready to strap the rocket. They were ready to strap the rocket. After having Bianca Belair hold her hand, basically, and carry her most of the year, they're going to have her win the belt on the biggest stage against Nia Jax. That's crazy. Wouldn't be surprised if Jade goes after Tiffany. That'd be face versus face. Because right now, Jade is a face. So I feel like Nia Jax, Tiffany has to happen again. Is Naomi done with Jade? I don't think so. You had Naomi interfere. You could do Jade, Tiffany, and Naomi interfere. I don't love the idea of Tiffany against Jade right now. I think Tiffany, Jade, they're two green wrestlers. You saw during the Mania match with Charlotte Flair, there are spots that are kind of clunky. Charlotte Flair was calling out all the spots. You want to have a PLE match with Jade and Tiffany right now? I don't know about that one, Chief. I don't know about that one. That's a stretch for me. It's possible, but I don't love the idea. You probably do Jade, Nia Jax right now. Let's say you want Naomi away from Jade for whatever reason. You can do Nia Jax, Jade. That's a little mini feud. Yeah, that could happen. Or you do Bianca, Nia Jax. You continue Jade. You can continue Jade, Naomi, do Bianca, Nia Jax. Tiffany could face. Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. Backlash is a short build before we have that draft. Because after the draft, get call-ups, get shake-up. So Backlash is kind of like a one-off. So Tiffany Nia Jax makes sense for a one-off. Bianca Belair will probably be off the Backlash card. Maybe even Rhea Ripley too. So yeah, we'll see what goes. We'll see what happens. Tiffany, Nia, Charlotte, Naomi. That could work, sure. I think Tiffany should have a multi-women match. Yeah, that could work. That could work fine. Naomi goes after Tiffany. Yeah. Naomi, Tiffany. Assuming she's done with her. By her, I mean Jade. Naomi, Tiffany, Nia Jax, Jade. Bianca can be in the cut waiting. A lot of options. I just know that the draft will be important for that. The draft will be important. And the Backlash will be short story builds. Kind of a one-off. They had AJ, Logan Paul the entire time. Ron Breaker, Drew McIntyre. Yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah, interesting to see what happens. They're pulling back the curtain. They are pulling back the curtain and showing us what the plan was. It's kind of interesting to see. I kind of like that stuff. I like seeing what the plan was. I like seeing the ideas. I like it a lot. Speaking of what I don't like, for all the Joshi stands real quick. This nonsense. So folks know how I feel about Suri. She's one of the best in the world. She is hung up on winning the IWGP belt. So unfortunately, it looks like Suri will definitely be contending for that belt. Mayu Iwatani will probably beat Shuri. So have a big match, a very big match at All-Star Grand Queendom. We have Mayu Iwatani against Shuri. I think Mayu will win because now we know that Shuri will be in attendance. She says she's going to be there to watch who wins because she's going to challenge whoever wins, whatever, basically. I see now Mayu Iwatani retaining, and then you have Shuri against Mayu Iwatani because they are hell-bent, by they I mean Bushiroad, who owns Stardom. They are hell-bent on having Shuri get that belt. Because if you don't know, Suri was Wrestler of the Year last year for Japan. She's a hot name, and they want her on the books. They want her to be representing New Japan right now, I'm assuming. And for whatever reason, well, I know why, but she wants that belt. For me, it's a nothing belt. I hate that reign. I hate Mayu Iwatani's reign. No storylines. 700 days for nothing, in my opinion. It's been bad. Good matches, but I'm not invested in any of it. Now Suri will be bogged down by that belt. Gonna have a long reign with that belt, I'm sure, because it's Suri, and of course you want Suri with your belt. You have a bunch of title defenses, and it'll be over in like a year and a half. I don't know. I'm just not loving this idea. What is gonna happen? Suri will beat Mayu Iwatani. Sorry, Suri, you're gonna lose to Mayu, and Suri will beat Mayu at some point. And then she's gonna have a long, annoying reign as the IWGP belt champion, and that'll be that. Woohoo! Woohoo! Agreed, Boz. Agreed. That means Suri is not coming to WWE anytime soon. I agree. We're gonna have a long, annoying reign with that belt. It is what it is. Unless, because I don't know how our contract is gonna work. Because right now she's a freelancer. If she continues to work as a freelancer, whenever she's ready to go, say, okay, I'm ready to go, folks. I'm a freelancer. I'm not signed. I'm done with the belt. So let me lose because WWE is calling. That could happen. I think as long as Giulia is in NXT, they won't bring Suri over. If that makes sense. Because they don't want Suri to be stepping on what they're doing with Giulia. So I think Giulia will go to the main roster before they bring in another big Joshi. That makes sense? So maybe Suri will come after Giulia leaves to the main roster. Who knows, though? I'm just not looking forward to that reign. Love Suri. But the women's IWGP belt is a nothing belt. And I don't love the prospects of her having a long-ass reign with that damn belt, similar to what happened with Mayu Iwatani. But it is what it is. It can't be helped. It can't be helped. Do you think someone from Stardom will jump ship to WWE anytime soon? Not Tam. No, because I think they have a plan for Giulia. I think they want her to to go through NXT first. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have two Joshis in NXT. I think they're gonna have Giulia have her run. When she gets called up, then they can make a room for someone else. Then you bring in Azumi or Starlight Kid or someone else, or Sari comes back in, right? I think they'll wait until Giulia is out of there first. Could be wrong, but I think so. Unless someone comes free agent, like someone comes free, and they call up EO, say, EO, we're free agents, and I'm interested. Can you give me the number of Triple H? Hey, this is EO Hunter. One of my friends who's amazing wants to come to WWE. I'm recommending her because she's awesome. So do you want to sign her? That could happen. But without that, I think they wait until Giulia's out of there or to bring in someone else. Mayu reaches 2 years yesterday. Yes, ridiculous, man. That reign is insane. A long ass nothing reign. Sorry. No storylines of any interest. It's insanity. But that's just me. That's just me. Don't tell the Mayu Watani worshippers, but I don't love her reign. Not her fault. But this ridiculously long 732-day reign, could have done without it. Could have done it without it. 90 days, Kyrie saying 64 days, Mercedes 732 fucking days. What is some bullshit? This is bullshit. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. I have to say it. It's bullshit. Probably Chief Mayu, right? Sure. What else? Anything else? About 20 more minutes of the stream. Now I'm just opening up for questions. I get you, Will, as a massive Giulia fan. Even though I thought she had a good reign with the strong belt, it just felt like a Bushiroad gave her the belt as a way to convince her to stay. Right. And because they made the belt for Mercedes Moné, it never felt like it was truly hers. But the person they made the belt for never actually dropped it truly. Like I always say, with the strong belt, didn't actually start until Mercedes Moné got the belt, right? Now that she had the belt, the lineage has really started because they made the belt for her. Now, when she dropped the belt, it'll mean something because they're making a decision to take the belt off of her and put it on someone else. The belt they made for her going to someone else. Now it means something. But before, Willow, Giulia, nothing. It meant nothing. They made the belt for one woman. Weird, but that's what they did. They made the belt for one woman. The belt would not exist without Mercedes Moné. What 5 wrestlers do you want to win the 5-star GP? Let me read that again. What 5 wrestlers do you think will win the 5-star GP? This year? Hannon, strong contender. But I love the idea, not necessarily, which is strong candidate to win it. The young Hannon. Mayu has retired from the 5-star GP. Azumi, another option there. And that's it. That's really it. Those are 2 favorites for me. Hannon and Azumi. That sounds right. Not Momo, not Ozuki, not Starlight Kid, Hannon or Azumi. NXT acknowledged Bloodsport. Sure did. That was kind of cool to see. That was very cool to see. I love that. GCW getting a shout out. That's good for their future business, so good for them. Hey, so I want to hear your thoughts on Mariah May. Oh, I skipped. My bad, missed it. I want to hear your thoughts on Mariah May situation. Do you think she goes to WWE? The longer she waits, the longer I think she goes. I think Triple H wants her. She loves WWE. She loves Triple H. I think Tony Khan will offer her the world. It'll be hard to turn it down. But I'm not sure. I say 50-50 right now. 50-50. Which is bad for Tony Khan. 50-50 is bad for Tony Khan. That's bad for them. EO is a living legend. I agree. The next 5 is Azumi, Natsupoi, Soriano, Momo, and Hazuki. I don't see Saori winning it right now. Natsupoi, I guess I could see that. Probably go. Like, I would not underestimate Hannon. I would not do it. They are strapping the rocket to her, clearly. Maybe next year is probably more likely, but even this year, I would not be shocked by Hannon winning it. I would not. What do you think they ran? Let me read that again. I can't read tonight. What do you think if they ran Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne on Monday because of what happened this week and gave Roxanne the win as Rhea is going to be gone for a while? Is she going to be gone for a while? I can see that. I can see Roxanne, Giulia. I'm sorry, Roxanne, Rhea Ripley on Raw. I can see it. I'm not convinced Rhea will be gone for a while. Is she injured right now? I don't think she is. Bianca Belair has a finger injury. How bad it is, we don't know. Will she be out for a minute? I don't know. We'll see what happens. So many years ago, Hannon said she wants to win artist belts with her sister when she. Yeah, I can see that happening for sure. I'm not convinced she's gonna be gone that long. Maybe 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Bianca or Rhea Ripley, or both. We'll see what happens with Bianca, because SmackDown is a 3-hour show. Will she be out the entire show? I don't know. Will she walk around with that freaking with the finger cast around her hand? I don't know. We'll see, because she can still talk. Her left hand is hurt. She can still talk on the mic. Fine. You don't have to wrestle to have a presence. They write her off on SmackDown. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Bianca. I just hope it's good creative. That's all I hope for. Give her good creative. That's all I need. Thoughts on Zaruka? Maybe next in line for the tag title shot? Yeah, I can see that. Rhea Ripley? Yeah, I can see that. 2-3 weeks? Yeah, I can see that. Thoughts on Zarya and Zaruka tag team match coming up? Possible. Why not? I know that Zarya will be turning on her in due time. How soon? I don't know, but that's going to happen. If you saw last night, she was very, very annoyed when Thea Hale was praising Zaruka. So she didn't love what she was saying there. She's even smiling when she was smiling when Jada Parker came over and started talking shit to Thea. She started smiling. I like that. That was cute. Yeah, but I don't know what's going to happen. I think Liv Morgan already trying to drop the wedge. So I think that is the end game. Of course, it's always the end game, Zarya versus Zaruka. Zarya turning heel. I think Zarya will ultimately beat her down the line, but I think Zaruka will have a long reign. That's the thing. He'll have a long reign with his belt, I think. So when they pull the trigger, I don't know, but the tag match can definitely happen. Definitely happen for sure. Soon too. If Mayu leaves Stardom, is Henan going to be the one Bushiroad Road enlists to be the new face of the promotion? Yes. Henan is being handpicked. Henan is being hand. That sounded kind of weird. Henan is being handpicked to take over and be the face of Stardom. Handpicked. She is the face of that company going forward. She's tall. She's blonde. Hair right now. Got the look they want. Athletic. She is the face of that company going forward. It's only a matter of time before she wins that red belt. Only a matter of time. And if Mayu leaves, and because she is in Stars, the same faction that Mayu is in. So if Mayu leaves, they might dismantle that faction or have Hanan take over. And then you have her as the face of that faction and the face of the company. Who else would have that spot? I don't know. Well, right now, Saya Kamatani is the face. Saya, she's the face of the company right now. She's the face. But the top baby face with Tam retiring, and if Mayu retires, or not retires, but if she leaves Stardom, the top baby face will be Hanan, with Saya Kamatani being the top heel and being the face. So Saya will stay the face with Hanan knocking on the door. Would I be shocked if Hanan won the 5-star GP and challenged Saya Kamatani at the end of the year? Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We could be seeing in December Hanan against Saya Kamatani. I can see it. For sure. At Dream Kingdom. Hanan against Saya. I would not be shocked. Would I love it? Probably not, but I can see it. For sure. All right, 10 more minutes, folks. How am I able to follow what they're saying with storylines? I can't. What I do is to follow Stardom storylines, I have to follow certain accounts. So I'm going to show you the accounts I follow that will tweet out what they're saying. So this is a good one to follow. They provide translation for Japanese wrestling. So you see here, translation for Sarie's interview. They also translate some of the promos, stuff like that. So I follow this account, keep up with what's happening. So I watch the match. I want to know the angle at the end. I want to know what they're saying. So I'll follow accounts like this that will have subtitles for the show. And other ones as well. So this account is a good follow for that. The quotes here. This is hilarious, by the way. That was hilarious. Pam jumped on the car. It's supposed to be that she got ran over by the car, but she jumped on it straight up. That's a good one. Let's see. Another one would be another good one to follow would be Stardom, the English account. Now they're not always current. They're kind of behind with their content, with updating, but it's a solid follow. Not great, but solid. They're not as active at the main account, but the Stardom English account is a solid one to look for as well. Let's see what else here besides those two accounts. That's really it. And there's other accounts that I just see online because of the algorithm. I see other translations. So follow those accounts. Here's another good one here. Another good account. Follow sometimes. They have subtitles for what they're saying. So yeah, let me know on Twitter. I'll send you these accounts, the translations, tell you what's going on. And again, the Stardom English account is solid, but they're behind. They're not as active. So you see Stardom English here. It's okay. Better than nothing, right? Here's the English account. Sometimes they have subtitles as well. I didn't watch this. I forgot about this one. Megan Bain teamed up with her old faction, DDM. She was never in DDM, my bad. But she teamed up with Micah. Unless I'm wrong. Was Megan Bain in DDM? With Giulia? I can't remember. Maybe she was. I can't remember if Mega Bane was in that faction. Anyway, remind me, was Mega Bane in DDM with Giulia and Micah? Stephanie will be bigger star on the main roster than Jade. I can see that. I can see that. No problem. Do you see Athena costing Mercedes Moné the match? When is that match happening? When is Mercedes against Jamie Hayter? Mercedes versus Jamie. When is that match happening? Was it in DDM? I thought so. I thought so. I'm just fantasy booking here, but how big of a deal would it be if Mayu left Stardom and went to WWE? Let me tell you what. If that happened, it would be bigger than Giulia. It would definitely be bigger than Giulia. The icon of Stardom going to WWE, it'd be bigger. They made a movie about her, for crying out loud. Mayu Iwatani is the face, arguably, of the entire Joshi scene. Some would say Sari at this point, but besides Sari, the face of the entire Joshi scene is Mayu Iwatani, really. Even though she's doing nothing right now, I think her reign has been boring. She kind of been in the cut, but even so, that'd be bigger than Giulia without question. Like the face of Joshi, basically. That'd be huge. I feel like Mayu wouldn't be presented well. She would get a good presentation. She'd get a good presentation. Better than what she has now. I just don't see the fit right now. I can't see it. I have a hard time picturing it. I feel like Mayu is just a Japan lifer. I don't see her ever going to America to wrestle full time. I see her becoming a freelancer. I see that, but her moving to America, nah, that ain't happening. Speaking of Stardom, look at her face. I freaking love heel Giulia. This is very much Stardom. The combat design pants, that black top, the black gloves, it screams Stardom. During her time where she was like, when she got her hair shaved and growing back, and then she got the red belt, during that phase, this look is what she was doing in Stardom. The hair is different. The hair is not the same, but the black top with the cargo combat pants with the black gloves, straight up Stardom look. I love it. Straight up. She's very much a heel. Look at that scowl. Look at that scowl. She's very much a heel. Very much a heel. And she loves it. This is where she cooks. She's comfortable in this role. Looks so cool. Her aura in the ring against Rhea Ripley fit in perfectly. Like, this woman's star power is on the same level as freaking Stephanie. The issue is the in-ring just not the same. Stephanie just has that edge with the in-ring. Unfortunately for Giulia, so when it comes to comparing Giulia and Stephanie, I talked about this before. Both have aura, both look great, both are beautiful, both have presence, both can wrestle. The difference is they both have limited English. So when it comes down to it, the separation is the in-ring. Giulia would be able to separate herself from Stephanie. She could rise above Stephanie if she had good English and she could cut promos. That's how you do it. You can surpass somebody in star power if they have better in-ring if you can talk. The problem is that their first language is not English for both of them. So they even that. It's equal for them on that. So because that's equal, come down to the in-ring. And Stephanie is S tier. There's no way around it. She's S tier. Giulia is not. So that's a separation. Again, if she could cut a promo in English, she could separate herself. Look at Jada Parker. Jada Parker is not great in the ring, but she got a mouth and she's amazing on the mic, right? So Jada Parker can elevate herself without the in-ring because of her mic work. That's what Giulia did. Giulia, I say this all the time, people don't know this, Giulia got criticism in Japan for her in-ring. Some people say, she ain't that good in the ring. She ain't Azumi. She's not Mayu Watani. She's not Shuri. She's not Hazuki. She's not these talents in the ring. She's not Natsupoi. These talents are better than her. She's not Starlight Kid, right? But Giulia had charisma. She had mic work. She can tell a story. Because Japanese is her first language. She can talk it, right? She can overcome that with her mic work. In America, that's harder, right? So she's never going to be able to catch Stephanie. Unless she can get the mic stuff down, she won't be able to catch her. Because everything else is equal. Aura, look, star power is all equal. In the in-ring, there's a separation. That's just reality situation. She'll never be better than Stephanie in the ring. So if she can get the mic work down, then she can elevate herself a la Jada Parker, right? That's the difference between the two. But yeah, Stephanie was always going to be more over. Once the bell rings, Stephanie is just on another level from everyone except for a few. She's S tier. Remember when I did my little ranking for the in-ring? Remember that? Let me see if I can find that. My little list I have for the in-ring for WWE talent. In-ring. Maybe I can find that on Twitter. I probably can't because there's so much to search for. No way I'd be able to find it. Where is it? Will I be able to find this thing? Probably not. Let's see. Found it. Wait, did I find it? No, where's my updated list? This is old. Where's my updated list? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I can't find it. But my S tier was EO. Had Bianca up there. I think I had Stephanie as well. Unless hers was later. Maybe she came later. I found it. Found it. This is before Stephanie. Before Stephanie. So I just had Bianca and EO up there. No Stephanie. Because she wasn't signed yet. And Giulia was not on the list either. That's something crazy. You can't call Giulia trash. No, she's not trash. A good wrestler. She's good. Giulia is better than Roxanne. In the ring? No. I'm gonna say no on that one. I do not think she's better than Roxanne in the ring. I'm not saying she's worse. She's not better, if that makes sense. I don't think she's better than Roxanne in the ring. All right, folks. That is it for the time being. We have AW tonight. Are we excited about AW? I'll watch it, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Am I excited? Not really. But I'll be watching, I guess. We'll see. I don't know. Evolve tonight as well. So that's something to watch tonight. Kalani is better than Roxanne as well. I think Kalani Jordan will be a bigger star on the main roster than Roxanne, I think. Could be wrong by that. I think Kalani Jordan just has a likability, just like Roxanne does. I think she is a talent, a special talent. I think Kalani Jordan, I think the world of her. I think she's going to be a big player on the main roster when time comes. But we'll see. Tessa is competing tomorrow. Oh, by the way, speaking of wrestling, let me talk about this real quick. Speaking of women's wrestling, here is my updated list. I need to rewatch this match. I need to rewatch it. But I have number 1, Sai Kamatani against Tam Nakano. Number 1. Number 2 is now Io, Bianca, Rhea Ripley. Jordan Grace, Tessa Blanchard, number 3. Sari versus Shuri is number 4. Starlight Kid, Rena is 5. Sari, Vinny is 6. Io, Rhea Ripley is 7. The first match, the title change. Miyu Watanabe against Mizuki is 8. Sari, Meiko is 9. And Monet, Athena is 10. This list is going to drastically change, I believe, come this weekend. We have All-Star Grand Queendom from Stardom. We have 5 bangers coming up. Azumi, Starlight Kid, Shuri versus Mayu Iwatani. Got Tam against Sai Kamatani. You have Maika taking on Hashimoto. These are all matches with the possibility of making this list. It's literally insane. The card is insane. This list will change drastically in a week. I'm telling you right now, this list is going to change drastically. This card is insane. If I can find it real quick, here it is. Jeez Louise. I mean, wait, this is not it. Wrong card. I should not have to scroll that far, Stardom. This is a problem with American's freaking account. I should went into other account. Let's go to the actual Stardom account so I can find a damn freaking card right away. Because surely the actual card, see, I have muted right now because they tweet a lot. So sometimes I mute the account. Where is All-Star Grand Queendom card? Surely the card is available. No, not that one. Anyway, you get the gist. I don't need to show you the damn card, but it's insane. We have 4 or 5 bangers that can make the list. Anyway, take too long. We get the gist. Insane card. And I cannot wait for, I think it's Sunday. It is Sunday. Why do you put Giulia in the A tier, not the B tier? Who put Giulia in the A tier? Did you find my list? A list that had Giulia on it? I don't know if I had a list that had Giulia on it. I think I'm forgetting stuff. I don't think I ever put a list with Stephanie and Giulia on it. I could be wrong. Could be wrong, though. All right, folks. That is it for the stream. Do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe if you're not subscribed, leave a comment, a random comment. Doesn't have to make any sense. Does any type of comment for the algorithm, that would be appreciated. And I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, Sunday is Rebellion and you have All-Star Queendom. So we have 2 big cards. TNA, Stardom, got Tessa, Masha. So, who is Sol Ruka's first opponent for a title? We'll close with this one. Who was in the ladder match? Lola Vice? Easy Dame? Yeah, one of those two. All right, folks. Talk to you guys later. Peace.